So, Mel, thank you for joining me on this little conversation for Kamica retreats. Um, One of the reasons why I started Kamica retreats was to connect with more like-minded women who were frothy about the ocean. And yes, and me and Mel have been speaking for a little while online now, so it's really nice to have this conversation. And for anyone who doesn't know Mel, she is 50% of Elation The Label, which is a really beautiful swimwear brand, very feminine, very tropical, very fun pieces, and also made in Bali and where Mel is from. And also, they donate some money from every sale to Surf Aid. So, love that. So, thank you, Mel, for joining us today. And I'll start with the question, what does surfing mean to you beyond just catching waves?
Well, thank you, Rach, for having me. I think it's just
Mhm.
a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be asked. And it's funny because I'm actually doing the Surf Aid Challenge at the moment. So I think it's a really good time for
Oh,
me to be like, yeah, reflecting on all these questions. Um, yeah, the first one, what does surfing mean to me? I think surfing to me is like represents growth. It was the first hobby activity that I did that taught me like if I put time and effort into something, like I can do it. Um, yeah, I think as I've grown in my surfing journey, I have seen my personal growth as well, um, and just changes in my life that have happened because of surfing. It's a continuous learning process. Like patience is key. Um,
mm,
But yeah, I think it teaches so much, and it's just always somewhere that, like, the ocean is always somewhere that I've been able to feel safe. Doesn't matter where I am in the world. It's always felt like home, and I think that's always like that's something that's connected me back to Bali and Bingin Beach, where I was born, where my mum is from. So yeah, I think I don't know. It's not even the waves, like the last few days when I've gone out surfing on the challenge because I have to surf every day in September, it's just been so beautiful to connect with ocean and, I'm not really out there catching waves on these days. It's just been out with friends and chatting or yeah, looking around at the beautiful scenery. So yeah, I think that's really important to think about surfing as more than just catching waves, which is a really good question. It was really
mm,
nice to, yeah, think about it.
mm. Yeah, and just to touch back on that point that you made at the beginning, you said it's the first activity that taught you that the more time and effort and love, I guess, that you put into something, the more you get out of it. And
Mm.
that's something that surfing has taught me as well. In my because I only started surfing in my late 20s, so that's something that I guess in a way I learned before, but I've really learned now, if you know what I mean. Like with other hobbies, I've had it, and I guess it's more natural. But then with surfing, I mean, some people are naturals, but when you're in your late 20s, surfing doesn't come naturally. So yeah, that's a really, I think for me it could be one of the main lessons that surfing has taught me as well, is that yeah, the more love you put in, the more you keep going with it, probably the more frustrated with it you get with it, the more yeah, the more you're going to get out of it.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, for sure. And
uh,
it's
there you go.
sorry. Um, and I think it shows that like really you can be any age and do it.
mm, yeah, totally. Yeah. I
Mm.
actually met a guy a few months ago in Fiji who started to surf when he was 60. And I was
Wow.
like, wow, that's so cool. Yeah, starting a new challenge like that just at
Mm-hmm.
60 really keeps life interesting.
Mm.
I bet. Yeah. Um, and how has being a woman in the surf world shaped your experience in and out of the water?
Um, I think like being a woman in the surf world, in the ocean, it's funny. It's like made me stronger and more resilient in a way and confident. But sometimes I still paddle out into like a male dominated lineup and I'm like, I'm just going to sit to the side. So it doesn't happen all the time, but
Mm,
I do feel that I am, yeah, a stronger and more confident person um, by being in the water and having to kind of stand my ground. Um, but not just because of like being in a male dominated sport where you do get people giving you unsolicited advice and you do get worried and about what other people think. But I think also the challenges that surfing presents. As you said before, like you're always learning, you get pumped by waves, you're pushing yourself to get better.
mm.
But yeah, I think it's like it teaches you to be stronger in that sense as well. Um, but yes, I think as well, like being competitive in a way, like I can do this, but yeah, it's, I don't know if I'm really answering that in the best way possible,
No,
but
no, you are. You totally are. Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
definitely get what you mean. That confidence that you gain, I guess, in the ocean from being usually the minority in the
Mm,
lineup, then can transfer to land as well. But
yeah.
also, I guess it retransfers back to the ocean
Hmm.
the more time you spend in that space being the minority.
Yeah.
Um, because it is mainly most surf breaks you go to, and there's still only a few women in comparison to the men. Like when I surfed yesterday, there's probably like 15 people, and only three were women. So it's still, that minority, and I guess it's probably now like there's a thought pattern that happens that we don't even realize that we're like, I don't know. Yesterday I caught myself and I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, there's only three women in the water. Like I had to kind of like psych myself up a little bit.
Hmm.
I didn't have to, but it happened.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was the
but I did
same.
feel quite. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, no, sorry. I think it's lagging a little bit, but you keep going.
No, but I was just gonna say I psyched myself up, and I did find like a confidence there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was catching the waves, I was kind of like, fuck yeah, like
Okay.
it felt good.
Oh, that's good. In Fiji, is it still a lot of more male dominated areas in
Yeah,
the surf?
definitely. Yeah. In the local scene, it's still predominantly males, but there's this really amazing organization that's only a few years or maybe even like a year old called Children of the Sea, and they are getting lots of women into the water. And then yeah, mainly the people who travel there, the tourists. There's definitely women, but it's again mainly males. Yeah. So yeah, so it's always good to see more women in the water
Yeah.
there.
And I think it affects us in a way as well. Like you just have this instant connection when you see other women in the water. That you're like, hey, yep, we're doing
Definitely.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. And how do
Um,
you think the ocean supports our personal growth in and out of the water, especially as women?
Um, yeah, as I was saying before, like the ocean is the foundation of my growth. Um,
Mm.
can it just teaches a lot, and I know I speak for other women as well because we've had these conversations. It's like the ocean gives you the time and the space to grow in whatever way you need. So, like, if you just, I don't know, let yourself kind of be like, if you give the ocean yourself, if you give yourself to the ocean, sorry, um,
Mm.
then yeah, it really is that environment that you can grow. And if it's if you let it. But yeah, it's like if you need time to think, you go to the ocean. Well, I know a lot of people go to the ocean and just
Mm.
watch, you know. If you want to be challenged, then you surf bigger waves. But and then like it's
Mm.
learning patience as well. Um, but yeah, and I think it's I have had a bit of a spooky little incident with the ocean. It's a bit spiritual. But
Mm.
at the start of last year when I first moved to Bali and I was juggling a lot, running around like a headless chook. I was down at the beach and I was working down there. I'd been for a surf, um, ran in to do some work, borrowed my friend's AirPods to jump on a meeting and just jumped in, went into a room to do the meeting. And then I lost the AirPods. My friend's AirPods, they were lost or stolen, or they were only the AirPods. I still had the case. And I remember coming back up and asking my cousin's wife, like, I'm losing a lot. So I lost like my bank card only recently before that. And I was always really good with my belongings. Like um,
Mm.
had things break. Anyway, she just said, like, I think you're taking too much from the ocean, but you're not giving it anything back. Because the beach, especially at Bingin Beach, is a very spiritual area. Um,
Oh.
and yeah, so she just said, like, you can't always just take from the ocean. And it
Mm.
really, yeah, I was like, wow, I have been. Like, I went down to
Wow.
work and I didn't give
I've got
anything.
goosebumps. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lesson to slow down. Um,
Mm.
so I think if you allow it to just take you and give it what you like, yeah, you just have to give yourself to the ocean to allow it to help you grow.
Mm. Yeah. And so rather than, going to Bingin Beach and being like, okay, I'm gonna go for a surf and then I'm gonna do my work, it's very like it's almost like transactional
Mm,
for you. It's yeah, totally. But nature does require it's more of like a give and take rather than
mhm.
yeah, we take. And you
Yeah.
must, I mean, living in beach, you see, I mean, you must see that like every day, these, I guess, transactional experiences with nature. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Um,
And especially at the moment.
yeah. And yeah, that kind of leads me on to my next question. And you returning to Bali, in terms of reacquainting yourself with the culture and literally where you were born, so where your parents met and you were born in Bingin Beach, um, and how has it been for you to return there and notice or see how you can't just notice it, you can see, I'm sure, how much Bali has developed. How does that make you feel?
Mm. Yeah, I am always thinking about this. I'm always thinking about like what my impact being here is also doing. And but returning back to Bali and like connecting with the culture was one of the biggest factors that I had to move back, despite everyone thinking it's the same. Um, but yeah, I just remember coming back just after COVID. It was my second trip back to Bali and thinking I was attending a ceremony, and I just remember like not really understanding what was happening in the ceremony. So I guess that part of the culture and wanting to learn more is what I came back for. So it's and in doing that and then seeing the development is really tricky, but it's also kind of given me an understanding of how the locals live their life as well while it's all happening. Um, so yeah, it's the development is a tricky one because the Balinese will say that there is good and bad. And I think by understanding that, by
Mm,
learning more about the culture, is where I'm learning more about how they feel towards the development. And,
mm,
I say this from a place because development around Bingin Beach has supported my family in like many, many ways. Um, so I can't say that development is really bad, and a lot of my memories from Bingin Beach started when there was more development. Um, but then there's
mm,
that, and that's, I guess, where we're seeing now is that overdevelopment side, um, with it then being torn down, bulldozed,
mm,
demolished. So yeah, and even now it's almost like I don't know, because I can't say that I understand. Like I don't know. It's almost like everything that's happening, everyone kind of just moves on in a way really
mm,
fast. That's how like, yeah. But I know that there's lots of work in the ceremonies that they're doing, and their daily offerings that have to do with um like how they're feeling. That's where they put a lot of their emotions. Um,
mm,
So yeah, it's like, okay, if the good has happened, then there's the bad that's happened, then hopefully there will be good to come again for the area.
mm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mindset of the locals is that there's been a lot of good. This horrendous thing has happened, and it will be good again, kind of thing. That's the mindset.
Yeah, I think there is, yeah, lots of hope that it will be good.
Mm,
And there's been some conversations that they haven't, they are not allowing investors to come in to the beach, like because there was lots of rumors that there was going to be a big beach club, and it was sold off to a big
yeah,
investor. But there's rumors, and now rumors that it's not happening, and they're going to lease that back to the locals. However, there's nothing in writing, so I can't. It is still just a rumor, I would say. But yes,
yeah, right,
still.
okay.
Yeah. So right. That's a
So
really tricky question, I find, um,
yeah,
for how I
thanks for
feel.
answering that because that is a really like very very raw emotional experience. So thanks for answering that, Mel. Sorry
Yeah,
if it
no,
was a
that's
bit too
okay.
much as well.
So fun. And like, yeah, I don't know. I can ride around and like be internally angry about the development and people around and stuff. But then, I've met some great people here because they've moved here, and I go to cafes, Western
Yeah,
cafes, and I work, and I
yeah,
definitely have a level that I'm like, okay, that's not the type of development that I support.
yeah.
Um, but yeah. it's tricky. It's tricky in a place where there's so much development happening, and you
Mm,
don't really feel like you can, yeah, do anything about it, but at the same time, you enjoy some things that the development brings. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it must feel, you must feel, the different parts of you must feel torn, I imagine,
Mm,
living in, in Bali. And that's kind of how I feel living in Fiji. And it's something I think about so frequently as well, because Fiji's so underdeveloped in comparison to Bali. But it is starting to develop, and I ask myself this question so many times, and I speak about it with my friends who are also not from Fiji, and my partner who is from Fiji. And I say, like, am I part of the problem? Are you part of the problem, to my friends, not to my partner? And it's good to, you feel torn. I feel
mm.
torn so often because I'm like, I love living here, but is this, I mean, this culture, this environment needs to be preserved as much as possible. So I guess you can only help try and contribute to that by keeping the culture strong and respecting the culture, and like the language and the things like that. I guess that's how you can find a balance, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just going back just going back to how you were saying how some of the locals in Bingin Beach have approached that sounds so peaceful and so optimistic, and I feel like that's really, really, that's probably a rare reaction in 2025. There's a lot of hate in the world, so to react like that and to be so peaceful is actually so unique. And I guess one of the reasons why like people are drawn to Bali is because of its peaceful origins, and it's like really, like spiritual nature. And I guess it's because of mindsets like that, maybe, but not to negate that the what's just happened is absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I feel like that's a very unique perspective for people to have, is to be so optimistic and peaceful about it.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny because I when it was all happening, I was kind of like I was just watching it, the family, and I did in the back of my mind think that maybe something bad was going to break out from it. There are some angry,
Mm,
not angry cousins, but there's like really
mm,
strong people in our community. Um, but yeah, I don't know if it was that they did feel defeated or they didn't know where to like what was happening. But yeah, I do think that in a way they're like still just hoping for the good. And yeah, everyone does have such a
mm,
better perspective of the bad things that happen. And
yeah,
it's yeah, it did teach me a lot during that, but during the
I
time.
bet.
Mm.
Yeah. It must be nice for you to be there and support your family right now through this as well. And
Oh yeah,
yeah, and the community sounds strong and very alive, which is amazing. And
yeah,
in ter as and just taking it to Elation, the label now, for Elation, it also must be amazing for you to be there, someone who is from Bali, and to actually connect and see the people that make the swimwear as well. That must be a cool, that's quite a unique, feature that you can connect with the the people who make your swimwear on a different level than, say, someone else who has their swimwear made in Bali. That's super unique. That must be quite a nice experience for you.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was like just glitching a bit before, but yeah, it is very nice to be being able to be here in Bali with my family. And it does, like, my heart does go to like my family that aren't able to be here, like during the time especially.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, in terms of elation, like being made in Bali and being able to be here in person, and you know, being able to support, like bring out the business back here is probably one of the things that I love most about doing elation. Um,
mm,
because yeah, we do have quite a hands-on approach with our team, and we often meet in person. Like Abby, my business partner, she'll go in probably once a fortnight, especially if we're busy, as she lives closer to them, and then I'll come in when I can. Um, but yeah, just I don't know how other people do it, because we like when things are busy, we're constantly making changes. We get things sent to us straight away, and then we can perfect this, or like move forward with what we need to do next. Um, and even that process, it's still taking a long time. Like
mm.
yeah, it's so good. And we work with a small local female-owned business as well. So it's two sisters that
Cool.
own our manufacturing company. And I think that is really inspiring itself, especially being Balinese females having their own business in this way. Like it's very,
Mm,
it requires a lot from them, and they
yeah.
already have a lot of expectations being a Balinese female. There's a lot of cultural expectations with the ceremonies. And I have spoken to our manufacturer about this before, because obviously I have that understanding. And she said that she's very supported by her family and her partner, which I think is really important for her. And I hope that we can share her story one day too. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, so I think just all of these little things that make our approach in Bali, like elation, being all of these little things that go into having elation in Bali is just what makes my like heart so happy. Um, but
no.
it's not even just like being able to work closely with the company and understanding the ethics behind the business, seeing everything in the flesh, but also I think bringing elation back to Bali was it's kind of like metaphorical in a way, of like me coming back to Bali and growing at the same
Mm,
time. Um, so yeah, many people know that Bali and Indonesia is a magical place, and I think keeping that connection here is very important to me.
that how it would be you kind of growing at the same time. You moving back home and then like your birthplace and then putting
Yeah.
all of your energy into this new life, like kind of new community but family as well, and then the business.
Mm, yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. I think
And
it's
the elation, sorry, you go.
sorry, it's so
There's
laggy.
lag.
Um, um, but yeah, I think like it's been so nice to reflect exactly on these questions, and um yeah, really think about what it means to bring elation back here. And yeah, I feel very lucky to be able to do that. And it's also comes back down to like giving back, taking something from the island but giving back at the same time. Um,
Mm,
so yeah.
yeah. And the swimwear that you are producing is so nice. Definitely got that island feel, like I said at the beginning. And what is, how do you, what is your aim when women wear elation swimwear to feel when they're in the water?
Mm. Um, that's like 24 words that come to mind. And that's like, I want people to feel bright and like bold, empowered, and supported. And I think it's similar to like our prints and styles. I've definitely learned the more that you are supported in the water, the more that you feel empowered. You know, it's like that,
Definitely.
yeah. And I've seen that in my own surfing progress. And I think bright and bold, I think there definitely should be scientific evidence that wearing things that are bright and bold make you feel happier. And if there's not, there should be.
Totally. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think just having that part of like, especially if that's maybe how you feel on the inside, or it's how you feel that your um personality is, that you can bring that to the outside wherever you are. And
Mm.
yeah, even this morning I was in our Pattaya print. It's like the bright pink flower one, and I was at Padang Beach, baby Padang, and it was just so beautiful. You know, like that was a nice kind of. I don't know if this is the right. It wasn't a gloomy morning, but it was like dusty in a way. I don't know if that's the right
Mm.
explanation. Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like
Before, like
just got this.
before the sun comes up and burns off
Yeah.
the, yeah. Oh, such a beautiful time to be out and about.
Yes, I was so lucky, and I had this bright pink um swimsuit on, and I just felt like magical. Like in the water, I was like
Oh,
just watching my, 'cause I had my long sleeve on, just like watching the pink against the blue, and yeah, just to feel good in yourself as well, wherever, however you're
yeah.
feeling, put on those bright, bold swimsuits, and yeah, I think.
Sounds like you're really taking all of the little moments of the morning in there. It sounds really nice.
Mm. I think it's what the challenge is helping me do, the surf aid challenge. I
Yeah.
think, like, I don't know, surfing every day is actually so hard. And I almost didn't go this morning. I didn't have a very nice sleep last night. And then I woke up this
Mm.
morning. I didn't want to be rushed for the meeting today with you. So I
Mm.
was like, kind of had to really push myself to go. And it was just, yeah, I was so thankful for it. Um, and I don't
Oh,
think if I had the challenge, then I don't think if I didn't have the challenge, I don't think I would have went. Um, but
yeah.
yeah,
You
it's set
wouldn't
me
have
up for
had that like calming intro to the day, seeing all that
yeah.
beauty and probably feeling quite inspired by nature and also your own elation pieces as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, how good.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But yeah, and I think as well, like from that, like when people have elation and they wear it, and it's almost like don't want them to just feel supported by the swimwear, but it's also that I want them to feel supported by us, like Abby and I as well.
Mm.
And I think like I've connected with a lot of beautiful people through Elation. It's just really special to be like able to learn more about them and their journey, and especially even like you, we've connected through Elation, and um, hearing about your surfing journey and being in Fiji as well. I think that's a really beautiful story itself. Um, so
Mm.
yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Many connections to be made through our businesses for sure, which is so cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I think as well, Rach, I would just love to hear about your story one day too, and hopefully you can share it.
Oh,
Share more.
yeah, I'd love to. Oh, thank you. Um, and you have been working on, well, you've just been on a retreat recently that you were hosting, helping host or co-hosting. Why do you think now is a great time for women to be choosing to spend their money on retreats, on a retreat?
I think women, I think we should have been going on retreats for a much longer time. One of my friends actually said to me,
Yeah.
um, she was like, retreats were around when I was younger. Like, I think she was like, I think mum and I would have bonded a lot more. Um,
Oh,
and I was like, it's so interesting.
yeah.
It's crazy that they've only just become so popular. But
Mm,
I think for women especially, um, women just tend to give so much to other areas of their lives, you know, like of course there's kids and busy work schedules or both. People are studying, like try to socialize, housework, gym, everything else in between. It actually makes me overwhelmed talking about it. Um,
mm.
but yeah, just often a lot of women forget about themselves. And I think we are seeing that changing with retreats becoming so popular. I think women are like,
Mm,
more and more women are realizing that that's what they need every year to take a break,
mm,
you know, to do something for themselves. And I think it's really beautiful. Um, they can take off all the hats that they've been wearing. Like some people lose their brain cells. Like, that's someone else taking care of them every week.
yeah.
Um,
Taking care of everything. You don't have to think about a thing. Just arrive and
exactly.
leave and be led and laugh and eat and surf. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like the connections that are made through it, um, you know, at any age, I think you've connected with people that you've grown up with and you have some beautiful connections there. To go on a retreat to do something that you are passionate about or you have that hobby, it connects you to other people that are doing that you might not have experienced before. Um, so yeah,
Mm,
like the like-minded people, you know. Yeah, I think those main things are what drew me to going on my first retreat. Um, when I had started working full time and I only had, I think, like 2 weeks holidays for the year, and I just wanted to go somewhere that was quick, didn't have to do any planning beforehand, and
mm.
yeah, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. They are very, very, very special weeks or
Yeah,
5 days or however long. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Just
think
as you were speaking then, I was, oh, sorry, you go.
no, no, you go. Mine wasn't important.
No, 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 you continue. Sorry.
Mm.
You go.
Um, but I just think like it's a really good opportunity as well to either see somewhere new or like go back to the place that, you know, you like so much. So yeah.
Mm, yeah. And I was just thinking when when you said like women wear all these different hats and you were becoming overwhelmed, I also feel I also felt the same thing. It's like, oh my God, yeah, there's like I mean, I don't have too many responsibilities right now other than being a friend, a partner, a daughter, a business owner, a nurse. But then, when you have kids and then your parents get really old and there's all these other hats that we have to wear
Mm.
the older we get, it just made me really overwhelmed. And I was just thinking, I need to host more retreats and equally go on more retreats. Yeah. I just felt this
Yes,
real
you
like
do.
drive, and I was like, okay, I need to host more retreats than what I am doing, and I need to go on maybe equally as many.
Y-
Yeah, they
Yes.
are amazing. Oh,
Yes. You
exciting.
need that balance and that like getaway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for holding space for people, as you'll know, you've just been on that retreat. it's a lot, and it gives you so much. Well, for me, it gives me a lot. Um,
Mm.
but then I feel afterwards, I feel really,
Mm.
I need space a bit afterwards to just decompress and give back to myself, because it is a lot, as well as it being equally amazing though. And on the retreat, you just feel like all of the, I don't know, all of the good vibes. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's an amazing experience to
It
facilitate and to
is.
receive that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
how special that you also get, like, yeah, you are holding these spaces for people that can enjoy all this. And, you know, I think, like, to get the feedback that you like, that it changes the way people feel. And to be able to visit a beautiful area like Fiji, and you also do the coral gardening, and like your way of giving back as
Mm,
well. I think it's really special. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of it. Um,
yeah.
and I don't know, I went back to the island where I did my first retreat, and I just thought, oh, I just want to be on a retreat again. Can't do this by myself.
Oh, 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 sorry, I don't know what happened then.
That's okay.
Yeah, I bet you were saying that you went back to the island where you went on a retreat, and you returned and you're like, I can't do this without everyone. I bet it
Yeah,
feels like that.
yeah, like everything's done for you, and yeah, you realize that it is
Mm,
actually harder.
yeah. I mean, thank you for this conversation. Um, yeah, thank you. It was a great chat. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And as I said, I'm so um yeah, grateful to have been asked and connect with you a bit more. And yeah, I do really want to
Yeah,
learn more about
it
you
was
though
great.
as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to have another chat for sure.